International colloquium came at the conclusion of a research project focused on male underachievement across the globe. At the end of that project, Dr. James Moore and I had a debriefing conversation and just laughed a bit and asked the question, what would it be like if we were able to assemble all of these researchers we just got done reviewing in a room and just had candid discussions about black men, education, their research and findings.
Both Dr. Jackson and I met each other a little over 20 years ago, and the colloquium is one of our brainchilds.
So some of the biggest challenges facing African American males in Milwaukee and in Wisconsin, as we know, unfortunately we have the highest rate of black male incarceration. It's twice the national average. Also in terms of employment, black male joblessness continues to be an issue, and wage gaps that haven't closed or don't seem to be closing.
I would say that there are specific locations globally that speak to the experience of black males in very specific and pronounced ways. And no city can do that other than Milwaukee. When you think about the hyper-segregation of the city, you think about the history, and when you think about the experience of black males in the state of Wisconsin on all measurable factors, this is the epicenter of the conversation.
I honestly was surprised, probably in my own ignorance, about how a black man's experience in Milwaukee, Wisconsin mirrors a black man's experience in Tallahassee, Florida, where I live, or in Houston, Texas, where I'm from. And so you think that these men's experiences would be different in these very different places, but there's so much commonality in their experience as men, as black men.
Through education, economic development, public safety, ending mass incarceration, which has plagued the black community for decades, it's important that we keep making strides forward. No one idea is going to be the end-all, be-all.
When I come to the colloquium, it's great because I'm able to share with other people the experiences that we've had, things that have been successful in helping these young men become Rhodes Scholars and Fulbright Scholars and PhDs and MDs and many of the things that these guys have achieved. And by the same token, I get to hear from other people things that they've done that have been successful, that have helped young men thrive.
There's a time where it's like, man, I didn't like reading, or you just had this stigma about like, I don't, like this is something I struggle with, but the power within reading and getting that education and understanding what you're reading and dissecting that material to be able to teach, and as well as learn from that, where it's like rich history behind of who I was and who I am, and the legacy that I carry, and ancestors that I came from, is very powerful.
My biggest takeaway from the colloquium this year is really the unique opportunity to contribute towards ground zero, which is Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Milwaukee, Wisconsin is one of the most underserved cities that we have here in the country. And to bring this cadre of thought leaders, practitioners, scholars, students, budding scholars, all to this place, to ground zero, to think through how we come up with strategies that are going to be solutions to many of the great problems that we face not only in this city but also in this country is really just revolutionary.